All right, we're back again here.
What up?
So this is the comedian's corner. It's where comedians come to die at. Levi, your host. I'm joined with a local comedian around here. Go ahead and tell where you're from. What's your name, man?
What's up? My name's Casey. I'm from New Jersey. I live in Northport, and I do comedy around Sarasota County and Charlotte County.
Oh, nice, nice. Um, yeah, anything going on? Any shows coming up? Anything you're doing on a weekly basis? Anything like that?
All Star Comedy, All Star Sports Bar at Tuesdays at around 6:15.
Okay, nice. Where's that at?
It's in Port Charlotte. It's right
Okay,
on
nice.
41.
Are you going to the to that Visani show on Wednesday?
If they call me back, I'm on the wait list. So they said, they said I could get on the wait list. They might call me back. I forgot to tell them I'm Jewish, so I might call and just leave
I
that
would have probably got
voicemail.
you in there.
I know, I know. I might have to call him back and let him know, hey, look, I am
But you
Jewish,
just
and
lie to him and be like, and I'm like the whiny kind, not like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, I will tell the others about your anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Straight right him out. He's like, how do you think they found out about the tunnels?
I'll dig my own tunnel underneath there. Well,
New
this is
Jersey,
Florida.
man.
We can't.
Is there a lot of Jews in New Jersey? I know there's a ton of them in New York, but like New
Yeah,
Jersey gets to rap for just being like the white trash Italian capital of the United States. But
that's North and Middle Jersey. Like, so where I'm from in New Jersey, we're pretty much everywhere. We're peppered through every community. We blend in with the Gentile population, but we're everywhere.
nice, nice. What part of Jersey? Like my stepmom was from Tom's River. You know where that's at?
Yeah, that's like Middle Jersey, I think. I'm from South Jersey. I'm from Medford, like outside of Cherry Hill. Closest city is Camden,
Okay.
but like furthest thing away from Camden.
Where?
Camden's a slightly different demographic.
Where was New Jersey Drive? Where did that take place at? Do you
I have
know?
no idea.
Remember that old movie?
Uh-uh.
I think it was about guys stealing cars, and I might have this mixed up, either from New York and driving them to a chop shop in New Jersey or vice versa.
So that would have to be like Newark, Patterson, Elizabeth.
Yeah,
So
something.
North Jersey is like New York, New Jersey. Then you've got like Trenton, New Jersey. You've got the Jersey Shore, and then you've got South Jersey, which is like Philadelphia, New Jersey. So like
That makes
they're
sense.
three completely different states. They ought to just be absorbed by the states closest to them. Just leave a little sliver
Everybody
of the
owns a
Jersey
section of
Shore.
it. It's like the Bahamas.
Yeah, it's weird because and you don't really venture out of like you're Philadelphia, New Jersey. Those people just stay there. Like they'll both go to Trenton. So North Jersey people will go down to Trenton and visit that. South Jersey people will go up to Trenton, but that's like the dividing line.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
very very
I
odd.
got it. I got it. Um, Man, you've been well, I know you're always watching the news, dude.
Yeah.
How did you think about this week in the United States?
But this
The
you know
sitcom called The United States, or I don't know if it's a drama this season or last. It was definitely a comedy up until the new year. I don't know.
yeah, it's still a comedy. I
Is
mean,
it more of a DIY piece now?
it's always a
Like
comedy.
flipping this house? Is that what we're doing?
I look at it as like no matter who's in power, you got to laugh at them, and like you can always laugh at the media because they're so ridiculous with their with their framing of conversations. Like we were just I was just talking about with my wife and she read this thing about Trump lowering drug prices. And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds good." Just like and then not 15 minutes later she's like, "Oh, people are already pissed off about this." I mean, no matter
Why?
what the guys, who knows? Because we got to subsidize the rest of the world, and
The
people are
people thought that he's
brainwashed.
talking about coming from the cartels. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, fentanyl's coming down.
that's good. I
Yeah.
mean, people in Ohio and a lot of people around here would be very happy about that.
If we lower prescription drug prices, because we pay a premium on them here, so that the rest of the world doesn't have to. And like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick of subsidizing the rest of the world when it's like, every year I make more and more money that goes less and less far. I mean, I don't really care. Like, the rest of the world can deal with the rest of the world. I don't want to subsidize it anymore. And for whatever reason, everybody in America has been conditioned that, like, oh, that's just the way it is. Well, how about no?
Well, it's
How
just
about, like,
it's wild that our policy is like, let's take care of everybody else and then ignore all the people that made us able to take care of everybody else.
Right. Let's
You know,
actively hate
i.e., the
those people.
veterans, the old working class. You know, like
Yep.
people running out of Social Security, people that can't get medication. It is insane, dude. And then like now you have like they're trying to digitize everything. I'm sure you saw all the stuff about the federal ID and all that stuff that they just passed.
No, I haven't seen that, but
So
that sounds
if you
terrible.
live in Florida, you already have one. You already have like that gold star on your license.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I got pulled over for having an expired license, and I thought I had renewed it, and I did. And it turns out like DMV credit is a real thing. I got another notice saying that I had to go in to get it, and I just didn't check because I
Well, I
don't
guess
get
if you
pulled
have that,
over.
you can actually like pull up your license on your phone and show it to them.
It's so stupid.
But think if you're fucking 80, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to
You're
go
just gonna
back to
end
the
up
DMV.
hoping you don't run into the law because there's no way you're gonna be able to figure out how to sign up for that thing at the DMV website. You know what I mean? Like I can barely figure that shit out and pretty computer
But
savvy. It's just so much bullshit that they put you through. But
yeah, it's intentional. You know, I think everything thing is set up for like kind of. I believe that the way that they set things up is so that everything degrades to a point where it's unusable. You know, like if I work in tech, so I got to call a lot of other tech companies. My God, like you're talking to somebody that's supposed to be smart, and they're really not. They're dumb,
how
but
wild
they
is it being a tech guy and actually calling someone? They're like, "Oh, this is not a computer," because that's really like what the initial stages what led us into this bullshit is like everybody had these computer call, you know, like computer answering systems that you had to go through, and then that conditioned you for the self checkout. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And so
yeah.
now it's just like, now I'm gonna have to fuck a robot. Now is this? I guess this is where we're going.
Well, it's coming.
Yeah.
They've got sex robots.
Oh man, I got a couple of clips I want to show you and see what you think about them.
Let's take a look.
Here's the first one.
What is she going to be like? Back to a man, or what are we transitioning
Well,
to?
I'm just saying that that doesn't help the big mic conversation. You know,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I knew you particularly would love that one, dude. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta grab that for my boy.
You know, this woman or man or what, like, I don't even care what she is. She's just ungrateful, spoiled, and like way too bitter for somebody that's got that much money. Like, I get fucking pissed at Michelle Obama because you've got like everything in the world. You've got 6 houses, you've got a ton of money. Nobody's allowed to tell what gender you are. You were
She's
married to a
complaining that living in
president.
the White House is too expensive. Did you hear that one?
I know, and she's not even Jewish. Like, or maybe she is, but it's like dude,
It's a big
what
tip.
I think the whole thing is like the way I look at this is she's competing with Barack Obama, and like, you know, that shit isn't healthy. Like, you shouldn't compete with your spouse. Like, you should cooperate with your spouse. And feminism or transgenderism or whatever she's on has got her all screwed up. Like, dude, you ain't gonna be the
I think
president.
that's why he's the one that has to cooperate with her. She's the one slinging the pipe, dude.
Yeah,
He's
from
wearing
the
the suit pants, dude. You know that.
absolute. I think he's just gone.
All right,
You know,
so speaking of irreprehensible women, let's move on to this one. What do you think about this one?
God.
Speaking of special tools, we know what's actually going on.
Did they did they go to space? Did they not go to space? I
Oh,
like
I mean,
I
does
don't
it
even
matter?
know because it's stupid.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are pissed right now, or do you like, oh, at least these bitches have to go through, or they're probably like, wow, they really coached them up for the press conference way better than us.
I'm skeptical about the moon. You know, like I want to believe that we landed on the moon, but the longer that I'm alive and the more that I'm lied to by the media, the less that I believe we landed on the moon. Like, why not go back?
Well,
What?
look, I understand if they're just like, look, it costs a lot of money and there's no point to go back. But that's not the reason. They're like, well, we lost all the technology. The
Right?
technology from 60 years ago, you guys lost? What the fuck are you talking about?
Like
I'm pretty sure
we
you
can
have an AI model that could recreate the old shit that you had from the 60s
And we can catch a
immediately.
rocket now. We can catch a rocket now. So you mean to tell me they can't just send it a little bit further? Like, I just want to see it go to the moon. And here's the other reason I don't believe we were on the moon is that live broadcast transmission in the 60s. Like, dude,
Yeah.
if
I
they
don't think
came
we can
back
do
with
that like
videos,
that good now.
I don't think we could do that. Well, with Starlink,
I
you
think
might be able
they
to
had
do
like
it
a
now.
6 second pause. That's like all the delay was. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it takes sound longer than that. I don't know. I don't know all the math about it. I know I watched that guy Bart, his movie that he made, and and then of course I've seen all the Kubrick movies. So if you've watched both of those things, it's pretty hard to flush that one out of your brain, man. You know?
Yeah, I think that whole Blue Origin thing was just dumb. Like, I like that they made it about women. It's like, first of all, no, and second
Well,
of all, like
let's
most
just be
women,
obvious here. Was there any Republicans on that thing?
no, no. Of course, there's like, dude, even the black ladies on there. I look at it all as
I
like,
mean, there was enough
hey,
black women on there. You could have called Purple Orange. Gail is.
yeah, yeah, but they're all rich white. They're all rich white ladies, and when I say rich white ladies, I mean like woke women.
Well,
Because
even Gail is a rich white woman, dude.
yes,
Let's be honest.
yeah, absolutely, they all are, and they all have, they all have complaints about the richest people seem to complain the most. And I just want to be like, yo, I'll trade with you for one day. All right, I'll go out. I'll go out. Fuck, I'll put a dress
Dude,
on. Just pay me what you get paid
there
in
is
a
an
day.
alternate universe where Gail's talking about Donald Trump grabbing her by the pussy and liking it. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
Simulation theory, dog. That would be a sweet one. All right, you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. So this one's pretty relevant. I want to hear which. I know as a Jew, I definitely want to hear what you have to think about this one. So
Ah,
okay.
he looks like he hangs out with Tim Waltz.
He does. He does a little bit. That's nice. That's
Like
good.
he could be a cousin or a nephew. Like I'm sure he's Tim Waltz adjacent.
You think that TikTok guy is either related to him or got molested by him? Which, I mean, very kind
Who's that?
words. The guy that made the video.
Oh yeah, he's too kind.
Yeah, dude. He's
Like,
do you get Latin vibes?
yeah, he went to Peru. He got to sit.
I
Nobody
mean, when you
cares.
hold your wrist and dance like that, I get a lot of Latin
Like,
vibes.
what are his views on stuff? Like, my big criticism of popes, like, or at least the last pope, is like, all right, you're like a politician. You're not upholding Catholic doctrine.
No, he's like, gays are cool. We believe in aliens. Just keep giving us money.
Right.
No,
And like
you
the
can't
Catholic
come in the
Church.
vaults.
Yes. And open your borders, America. Dude, you're in Italy. Tell you what, open your walls, Vatican.
Open
You
your
know?
walls.
Open those walls. Let us all in.
He's sound like me in college. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, I don't like when popes get political, and I don't like, I'm not a Catholic, but I think it's important for Catholics to like actually like uphold the Catholic doctrine. Like I have no problem with gay people, but not everything has to be for them and not everything has to be gay.
Yeah. Dude, I know gay people that don't want, you know what I mean? They're proud to be gay, but they don't want that to be, hey, that's
Their
the gay guy.
identity.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but
Right.
then I know tons of them, they're like, you only want to be known as the flaming hot gay guy that, you know what I
Right.
mean?
That's where
Hey,
there's like not much more
I'm
to
here,
them.
queen, like those motherfuckers. Dude, it's fine. You can fuck who you want, but
Right.
hear
But
that,
like
hear that, like, and it's almost like it's like ultra, I'm not secure with my identity, so I'm gonna flaunt
right.
you to make you insecure with yours type shit. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna try and gay you because I need you to be gay too. Like you can be gay, but I'm not gonna be gay with you.
All right,
Like,
I got one more story. This is
all right, let's do it.
three clips, but this happened pretty close to the Vatican, dude. Right off the coast of Italy there. So let's go. We'll go with the first one here. Let's see. I think that's incorrect, but yeah, fuck that guy. Anyways, he got that wrong. It wasn't off the coast of Bermuda. It's off the coast of Italy.
Italy, yeah.
And then so that's the setup. Now we're gonna figure out this guy's background. Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's the software he invented. Still has better teeth than Bill Gates, though. Okay, so
Yeah.
Stephen Chamberlain. Okay, here's
They
the
look
next
like
one.
they're friendly.
Yeah, that's his buddy. I think he was co-counsel with him. So then this guy, Stephen Chamberlain. So like a coincidence, you think?
Yeah, just a big coincidence.
Damn, well, okay. So just to recap all that, this dude, he invents this crazy like search engine type software. The government buys it. HP gets involved with it. HP ends up coming with a settlement. They they fire him. There's all this other, like I read a bunch of stuff where like he was like stealing some of this or taking software back, selling to other people. Like all this could be disinformation because obviously the SEC got involved in it. It's like a guy from Britain, which is really weird too. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, anyways, so he ends up beating like the fucking United Kingdom government and the Intel company that said that he stole their shit. He ended up winning his lawsuit. So the two guys that won the lawsuits, him and they both died within 2 days of each other. The one guy got hit by a car while he's jogging, which is like, that one happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy was on his yacht. We're just like, him and his daughter are the only people that died. But they got hit with, the people on it say it was like some kind of crazy, like, what do they call those? Water spout? Like a tornado over the ocean. But
Yeah, that's a water spout.
there was another yacht literally right next to it, and they're like, yeah, nothing happened to our stuff. We didn't, you know what I mean, like feeling turbulence. So it's just like it seems like one of those like direct energy, weaponized weapons. I mean, you know more than that. They say that you guys are the ones that invented them. So what are your thoughts there?
I can neither confirm nor deny that
Yeah.
they exist. You know, the finger of God can come down and strike at any moment. It's weird 2 days apart. Who died first?
I think the guy on the bike died first.
All right, then yeah, it was
I mean,
definitely
the guy
objective.
running died first, and then they got the
Okay.
dude on the yacht.
Yeah, okay, they got him then.
Yeah.
Like that's if the yacht guy died first, it's like it's plausible to think, all right, running guy was then the next target.
Then just
like
jumped in.
right, we're just taking the opportunity, like this guy was wiped out by natural causes. No, but if running guy comes first, then yeah, it's probably of course we can direct energy weapons and like direct weather. I don't know why that's such a conspiracy. Like there weren't
Have you seen those
chemtrails.
videos from Brazil where they're hitting people with the frequency that you can't hear, but it fucking drives like makes
The
you.
Havana syndrome.
Well, it's that, but it's like on steroids. Like I saw this video. It was a TikTok video where they blast this crowd, and you can hear the people in the crowd like just going, "Arr!" Like you know what I mean, going like Hulk smash with no Hulk smash, just like and then they just all disperse.
Well, you can like blast somebody's organs with sound, infrasound, like really low
Dude,
sound waves.
I learned that
Can
growing weed that they had this frequency charged water that you would spray on the plants and it would kill the mites. It
nice.
was the same frequency as them. I'm like, you can't. If you can do that with mites, you could probably do that with people, couldn't you?
Yeah, of course, of course. And there's more of us. Like there's more matter to people than bugs. So I mean, you need higher energy behind it, but like the same principles would hold true. I mean, they're both organisms. Like you ever hear there was this story called The Ghost in the Machine. It was about this guy that was at this building and they thought it was haunted, and everybody was reporting seeing apparitions, and he didn't believe in any of it. He was a scientist, and he was there one night working, and then he saw it. Like it was like an apparition, like a spectral figure, and he traced it down to a fan. Like it was a faulty motor in a fan that was resonating at 18 hertz, and like 19 hertz is what your eye resonates at, and once he turned the fan off, the figure went away. So they suspect that like a lot of hauntings and what people see as spectral figures are actually like ultra low frequency that's changing the resonation of your eyeball.
Yeah, it sounds like the physics things when you like observe, like the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not looking at it, it's a wave, and as soon as you look at it, it's a particle, like that kind of
Right.
thing.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some strange stuff. Like I don't know if I believe in ghosts. I've never seen one. Is it possible? Sure, but like some sightings could be explained by a frequency resonating that makes you see an apparition.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to recreate it.
I think I had a buddy in middle school who had a haunted house, but I could never figure out if like him and his mom were in on it.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what
you
I mean?
can convince people of stuff.
I mean,
Like
because
you can
sometimes
certainly suggest.
people just love, fucking character acting forever, dude. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I mean, there was some funny stuff going on at their house. It was like an old Amish house where like the people died, like just they died in
Yeah,
the house, and then they bought the house, and
yeah. There's weird stuff. Like there's weird energy that's
they
attached
would
to
talk to the
buildings.
guy and shit. And I'm just like, you guys are nuts, dude. But then like like a bottle would come flying down the stairs.
And there was nobody upstairs.
I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? It's me and him.
You didn't
Me and him
investigate it that
downstairs.
deeply.
Could be his mom playing you know what I mean? Like they could have been in on it. I don't know.
It's possible.
Shout out
I think
Carl,
it's
dude. Shout out Carl if you're out there.
yeah. What up, Carl?
What up?
We want to know if your house was really haunted or if you guys are just nuts. And he might not know. I mean, it could be the mom munchhousing the
Oh,
kid.
yeah, dude. I didn't even
who's-
think about that.
like because I've been in
She
places
could have just gotten
before.
off on making both of us believe it.
Like, did you ever do that thing when you were a kid? Like, say Bloody Mary in front of the mirror with the bathroom. Like, you on the bathroom, you shut the lights
Ours
off.
was Candyman. That's what we used to do. Was Candyman.
Yeah, and you'd say it in the mirror, and like I'd swear that I'd seen something, but I think it was just all the power of suggestion. And like you're freaking yourself out. Like
What do you think about
I don't like them. Like I
I
think
don't like
there's
them either. I don't
I think
necessarily
there's
believe in them, but I do think that there is something to like open yourself up to suggestion. Like
yeah,
you
and
may
I
allow.
I think there's a spiritual
You know what I
realm
mean?
out there.
I like
Yeah.
I don't know,
All
dude.
right. So here's my one Ouija board story, and like this is why I really don't like them. We were all playing with it when we were kids. We were in my buddy's room, and like
Was it
I
a
thought,
handmade one or
no, it was like the game that you buy. You know, and why it's a
The
game is like
handmade
kind
ones
of
are way more freaky, I think.
yeah, I would imagine it's like, you know, you got to wonder about who handmade it. It's like, where did this come from? What were their intentions?
I think
You
it should be
know?
whoever made it shouldn't be able to put their hands on it. All right, you're obviously into this shit anyways too much.
Yeah, and I mean, so here's what ends up happening. Like we're all like, I'm assuming everybody else is moving it. I wasn't moving it. The thing was moving. I kind of assumed my friends were moving it. And we asked the thing, you know, we were talking to something, or so we believed. We were like, all right, if you're really there, do something. And the blind on the other side of the room flipped open, and like nobody was sitting near it. That was the first and last time I've ever seen that happen, but it freaked me out. Like we threw the board and we're like, all right, we're done. You know, but I don't know. I got a really weird feeling after that happened, and like I didn't want to go in his room afterwards. You know,
So
so
I,
can you invite something in? Like, yeah, certainly. Like, there's definitely, like, I believe in evil, you know, and I believe that there's like a supernatural evil that sort of runs through the world. And, you know, if you believe in evil, you got to believe in good too. It's just that evil seems to be much more easy to see.
do you think it's possible to justify being atheist and still believing in good and evil?
I think
Because it almost
atheists,
comes back to like a supernatural or like not. It's not like a intangible thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
right, right. I see. I don't know. I was atheist for a while, and all I could
I think
say is
everyone,
it's
as soon
like,
as you went to college and took acid, you're like, there's more to this.
yeah, the more psychedelics I've taken, the more convinced I am that there's a God. Um,
See, it is
like,
wild that it takes you right out of it and then just slowly
yeah,
plunges you back into it. But I think that's
when
a lot of difference between the LSD and the DMT.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so far out there that you're like, whoa, there's way more to this. And like parts of your brain get activated where you're just like,
Well,
wow,
dude, you
like
might
I'm
know
not
anybody
alone.
that's ever really actually done psychedelics correctly. You get to the point where you're like, I think I know everything.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
can't. I just can't tell you. Do you know what I mean?
You
But it's
and
all
yeah,
like in your head. Do you know what I mean? Like if you could figure out how to harness that, it's
yeah, if you could capture that, and if you could actually, you know, I've wondered that. Like when I was a kid, there were at least two or three times that I knew that I figured out the meaning to life, and like we didn't write it down. I was wish like if iPhones were still around, I think watching it back it would be all gibberish. But at the time, it was like, oh, it all clicked, and it all clicked between everybody that was in the group. Like that's it, and I
yeah.
could never
Well,
describe
there
what
is
it
that too.
was.
There is
Yeah,
like that. What do they call that? Like you tap into like this external consciousness that everybody is connected
collective
to. You know?
consciousness.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same thing that like Tesla was pulling all his ideas from. You know, he said he used to just download his shit, but he also had like this crazy brain where he could like 3D
Map out
simulate it, look
something.
at it, and fucking rotate it. And so my brain doesn't work like that. I wish, dude. You know.
What to like visualize
I mean, I can
something and
visualize shit. Like I build shit every day. You know what I mean? Like, but to like think of something new and like
yeah,
oh, you're gonna put like turbines with fucking like all that kind of stuff. Like I just
like an original idea,
yeah, it's
like a
I got too
creation that
much
doesn't
corn
exist.
backloaded in there for my brain to work like that. I think.
I had one thing that I didn't create it, but it was an original thought, and I didn't know it existed, so I'm still like taking the credit for it. I call them like I was sitting in the car, I was next to a car with spinning rims, and it dawned on me, I was like, what about not spinning rims? Like rims that don't spin at all. And I thought, damn, I got something. And I called my brother up, who's an engineer. I'm like, Dean, I got an idea, not spinning rims. And he's like, all right, elaborate. And I said, all right, rims that look like they're stationary when the car is moving, you know, some sort of counterbalancing. And he goes, oh, you mean like floaters? I'm like, what's that? He goes, that's
I'm
not spinning
spinning
rims.
rims.
He's like, they just hit the
Well, dude,
market
what
like
about
three
this one?
weeks
What about
ago.
this one? What
What's that?
about with the spinning rims? You hook up one of the like a Seiko Kinetic watch type deal where it takes the energy of the still spinning rims
Mhm.
and fucking charges something in your car. You make it like a technically a hybrid because your rims are still spinning, dude.
Like
Chris
an
Rock would buy the
alternator.
first one.
Yeah, like take the power off the spinning rims and put it into
Yeah,
your alternator so
yeah.
your
I have
battery
a
doesn't
watch that
die.
works like that. It just works off you fucking anytime you move your arm, the gyro fucking spins it and charges it.
Nice. Yeah, why can't we do that with more stuff?
It seems like you should be able to do that with like everything.
Yeah, I'm sure it's much more complicated than that.
Well,
Like,
like, at least
cause
everything like on your body. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we should be a lot further with energy than we are, and I think we're not simply for the reason that like people with very, very powerful people don't want us to be further than we are right now. Like we've got nuclear power. We know that exists.
Yeah, well,
Why?
that's from that like 1957 Patent Act,
Right.
where the government decided we can take all your shit, we might compensate you a little bit for it, but anything that we deem as like a threat to national, and this is the word that I hate the worst. You know what it
National
is?
security. Yep.
Yeah, anything can fall underneath that if you wanted to, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could hustle a kid selling fucking dime bags on the corner. Like you're a threat to national security. Like technically, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe you
Extrapolate it
sell.
like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So under
I
that
mean,
guy's,
just by.
yeah, they've. I mean, I shout out to the Wi-Files. I watch this shit a lot, but he had a great video about it where he just went down like all the patents that they stole, and just related to free energy or almost free energy. You know what I mean? Using water.
The water car guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. And then all of a sudden, that dude's like out in the street, got poisoned after he met for like a meeting where he's about to sell the information. There's the guy
Yeah.
that
He's a jogger getting hit by a
sold the
car.
original electric car to GM, came up with an electric car model, and this was like in the late 70s, early 80s, and he's like, well, I need someone to help back me. So he paid for it with his own money to print like or make 100,000 of these cars. GM bought them and just smashed them. He bought the rights to all of it and just smashed them. Like, no, we're still doing gas.
Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. I mean, companies, progress is definitely limited by powerful people.
Yeah, they say
if you were to
DARPA on the light end is 30 years ahead of us for like the technology that we have versus what they have. So
Speaking of technology that they have that we don't, did you hear that thing about time travel recently?
which one?
It was some dude that came out with the Trump administration. Well, Trump came out and said, we've got weapons nobody even knows about. They're so far ahead of anything anybody could ever imagine. And then another dude came out recently and was saying something about, we've got weapons that eliminate distances between things, like between space and time.
Yeah, let me
So
look it up real quick.
yeah, look that
The
up.
only one that I know for sure that's been up since Trump is Luis Benando. Luis Benanzo. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm. I might. Let me not say no. I may know the story, but not the name. Yeah, let me take a look and see if I can find the thing. Trump admin.
Yeah, didn't get it. Anyways, but yeah, if they're saying that we got time travel now, then the only thing that they can be hiding from us are like what fucking everything
I
H.P.
think
Lovecraft wrote about.
so. There's a couple things they could be hiding from us. I mean, I assume that there's a lot more than we know that is hidden from us, but mainly because it's just fascinating to think about. Like, I don't know if there's a subsurface world. I kind of hope there is. I'd like to go down there and see it sometime, but like, I don't know where the entrance is.
I literally watched this spelunking video of these dudes finding a hole and then just going and just keep going to the point where they're like squeezing themselves through, and I'm like, all right, you guys are
Yeah, that makes
giving me
me.
anxiety.
I
And they're like,
know, I
where's no?
know.
Follow the water. They follow the water. They go for hours and then end up and it's just like a little water pit and they're stuck. It's like, oh, you
It's
gotta
just,
go
yeah,
3 hours back. They thought they were gonna come out the other side of it. It's like, hope you brought a
yeah,
granola bar, dude.
yeah. They've got some cool caves, and I know there's like cities underground, like, and there's been civilizations like long before we were here that built cities underground. So I think like naturally human beings are gonna try and do that. I just wonder like if there's
You don't
anything
think if
connecting
an
them all.
asteroid hits that can wipe out the dinosaurs, you don't think it's gonna bury a fucking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like you look at like Göbekli Tepe, it seems like they bury that on purpose.
Well, I
You
think
know
they
what I
hide a
mean?
lot of history from us on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of things that don't add up. Like, why did the Mayans and the Egyptians both come up with the idea of like pyramids and how they do it? Like, and can we do it today? Could we replicate the building of pyramids with just human beings?
So
Could we do that?
I saw this one guy's TikTok, man, I can't. I was so ripped when I was looking at this, but it was he was talking about emulsifying the rocks and then pouring them into place, and that's how they did it in Egypt.
Really?
And like does this whole video where he has like a team that shows you how they like emulsify the granite and then pour it back out and then It could have all been fake, dude, but
Yeah, well,
this
I
guy
mean,
claims he has
you
the
watch
answers.
enough TikTok, you'll believe anything. Like, because they make like the one thing I will say, especially with like a lot of really retarded theories, like flat Earth theory. I don't believe the Earth is flat, but if you watch enough of those videos, like they make some compelling arguments. Now, my reason for
Oh yeah,
not believing the Earth is flat is basically because I work in tech and like I've worked with microwave like video transmission. What cardinal direction you fly in at like 36 miles, all the transmission cuts off. And it doesn't matter how powerful the radio is, like you could put more power behind it, it loses line of sight with it, even being above, I mean, it should have line of sight, and if the Earth is flat, you should maintain line of sight with that thing, with the transmit and receive sites, and you don't. And the explanation for it is that the Earth curves, and you don't have line of sight anymore, which makes sense, which would give you a curved Earth or a globe. Plus, the moon looks pretty round to me, and so does every other celestial body. So, that's where I
well
go on
that's
flat Earth.
because all of our lenses are round.
Yeah, and really,
No, what do you think if you do believe that the Earth is curved? What do you think about like the Kezalov mirrors?
I
You
never
ever
heard.
heard that?
No,
You ever
I've
seen
not
the
heard that
movie
one.
Deja Vu
No,
with
but I've
Denzel
had deja
Washington?
vu.
So it's literally about them putting mirrors around the Earth and being able to see yourself from behind yourself before, like reversing it against the way that the Earth rotates. So you're like looking previous in time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Never seen. I'm gonna have to watch that movie because I'm not
I guess it's
conceptualizing
based
it.
off some kind of real science experiment that they were doing back then. Pretty wild theory. But I mean, if you think about it, it's like flat Earth. You're like, okay, yeah, well, you could direct my image all the way around the Earth, and I could see myself from behind about to do what I'm doing, since I'm going back in time against the Earth's rotation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could it give me like the winning lottery numbers a day in advance?
Yeah.
That's what I'd really
Well, I think
like.
the whole thing is it's only like 2 minutes or something in advance or something you can see
So you don't get that much of a warning.
because of the rotation and the speed of light and all that shit.
Would have saved that jogger, maybe. He could have used it.
God.
Yeah. Like, watch out
Yeah,
for that
that's
car.
I had another one. I was gonna bring it up. Damn, it had something to do with the moon and all this other shit. Flat Earth. I don't remember.
Yeah, what flat Earth theories have you had? Because I've heard a number of them. Like obviously the
Well,
ice wall. A lot of Christians will bring up the firmament and go to the Bible, and it's like, all right, well, great. Like it doesn't say the Earth is flat there.
yeah.
It
Well,
describes something.
those guys also had open-toed sandals.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah, and I don't think that in order for there to be a God, the Earth needs to be flat. Like I
No, I
don't
don't
think
think
those
those are.
two. Yeah,
I think it actually makes more sense for it to be like a fucking snow globe if you're a god. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like flat Earth theory should fall into Christianity, especially if it's sort of described in the Bible. But
See, I've heard also there's an ice wall in Antarctica, and that there's seven. I've heard both 7 and 9 continents behind it, and it's like, well, how does anybody know if you can't get there?
well, the other thing that I've heard is that that on top of the filament, there's actually another ocean, and then
Mm.
there's other continents on top of that. So you have to go up this way. Do you know what I mean?
So that's where Katy Perry went.
Yeah, another dimension. She's an extraterrestrial. She's an alien.
Yeah, she's an idiot too.
She did that song with Kanye West,
I bet she's distancing
which
herself
says
from that
everything
now.
you need to know about Katy Perry and her travels to outer space.
Kanye's out there, man. Like, what keeps happening to him? I want to know because he's like, there's been like 7 or 8 different Kanye
It's a new
Wests.
version of MK Ultra, man. That's all that is.
Yeah, he
You've
disappeared
heard,
for
like,
a while.
he has a handler. He has a psychiatrist handler. Just like Jolly West, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he literally has a dude that's, hey, if you don't calm down, we're going to fucking straitjacket you.
And he
And then he
always
goes and
comes.
buys himself a plane and flies around with a, Christian
Swa-
choir for a couple years.
And
And they're
then he
like, all right,
pays,
it's fine.
pays those
And he drops
swastikas
back
on the
down,
side.
picks up a couple all black leather KKK suits. They're like, God damn it, he's back again.
Yeah, I think like it's kind of funny. The last person to wear like a Klan hood that is of note is Kanye West.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There you
I
go.
wonder if he got that from the Dave Chappelle set because they used to be
Maybe.
homies. Like he was on those early episodes of Chappelle's show.
Like, have they existed? I know they existed at one point in the 80s, but like I've never seen anybody in the Klan for as long as I've been alive through all the states I've been through.
I've seen one KKK rally. It was in Plymouth, Indiana, I think.
Uh,
Either Plymouth or Kokomo, Indiana. Either way, there's a lot of meth there.
I would
A lot of
imagine.
poor white people, and we were driving from Alabama to Michigan. I was with my grandparents, and we drove through the middle of a KKK rally, and it was sort of like a parade for us because it was a car full of white people,
Right. So they just ushered you
like
through.
rolling down the window, slapping hands, like the fucking, when the bikers come through like the toy ride.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
then we got out of there, and my grandfather like started explaining it, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "They seem so nice.
You were a
Those are
kid.
the nicest ghosts I've ever met, dude. What do you mean?"
Halloween came early up there. Yeah, I never really understood the point of it. It's like, all right, I guess Democrats gotta hate somebody, you know? And it's funny that nobody knows that, like, hey, that's their history. Like, dude, this is like Democrats. And like they hated Catholics and Jews too. Like, all right, so there's like a theme, and like I think that spirit that's in all those people, has now gone into the current people, and they're like, they still hate the same groups. They just do it in a more subtle way. Like, oh, math is racist. All right, man. Like, maybe you guys are racist.
Yeah, now they're just like, well, the weather has been changing. We all know who changes the weather.
Oh, the
Greta
climate.
Thunberg.
Yes.
She,
I'm
she
I'm
could be
sick
a
to
Nazi.
death.
You don't know.
She definitely could be. She doesn't
Down
like
syndrome Nazi. Isn't
she
that the
doesn't
vibe
like
that you get
us.
from her?
Yeah, man. She went from the world is ending. It's always 10 more years too.
How
Like,
long do you think it took her parents to remove the sliding doors out of her house, dude? Her face is
I
so
don't
flat.
think I think they still keep them there just to mess with her.
If it was colder outside, I would have seen the frost on the glass.
She's a goblin,
How dare you?
She went from the world is ending in 10 years. It's like, all right, it's been that. I think everybody just needs their own apocalypse. Like, that's the secular apocalypse is climate change.
As soon as she goes on OnlyFans, I might subscribe.
It's going to be just her lecturing you. How dare you?
It's,
Like,
she's going to be using double cyclable resource products and
she's nippleless and genderless.
biodegradable butt beads.
It's gonna be nippleless, genderless. Like, all right, there's breasts, but there's no nipples.
No,
There's a
no nipples
crotch.
on the titties. That's funny.
There's
Greta
a
Thunberg.
crotch. Like, maybe
Greta
there's
Thunberg doesn't have nipples.
just a
You heard
scrotum
it here
down
first.
there. Yes, it's possible she just has a scrotum and like no penis, no vag. All the shit comes out of her mouth, so she doesn't need an asshole. Yeah,
Sorry, I love that. I love that Greta Thunberg has no nipples.
she doesn't, and she blames the Jews for it too. Like, look, I've been a Jew my whole life, and it's a good group of people. Like, if you get into conspiracy theories, you start peeling the layers of the onion back, and you always get there. But I'm like, I want to know what's past there, because like there's something past there, but you always get there. Like, it doesn't matter. You go down there, and like every single one, I get to a point where I'm like, oh god damn it, it's the Jews again. Like, no, it can't keep being that. Like,
When you said peeling an onion, I was just thinking about Greta Thunberg's forehead. I was like,
I was just
a
thinking
lot
of
of onion to peel, dude.
her forehead and her nippleless chest. And then there's just one testicle in between her crotch, and that's it. She
Looks
might
like
walk on.
Marilyn Manson from the waist down.
She might walk on all fours when she's not out in public.
Dude, she would be like a closet furry, I think.
Yeah, like a closet Smeagol.
You think she's ever went to China and dressed up as one of their panda bears?
No, I think she's never been to China.
Do you think panda bears are real?
I don't know. There's been a lot of fake pandas. I've never seen one. I've seen them on TV, but like I've also seen like a lot of things on TV that aren't real. I saw they were spray painting dogs over there as pandas, so it's like
I've seen a lot of fake things on TV that are real, like the Kardashians' body parts. All of those are tangible, but then,
they didn't come with
technically,
those. Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't come with that out of the
What
factory.
do they call it? Like those Star Force those are mods.
BBLs. God, have you seen one of those in real life? Have you seen a BBL?
I mean, I've seen a ton of them. I went on a cruise to Miami
Okay, yeah, then you've definitely
and
seen
was
them.
literally like, my fucking guidance counselor in college sucked, dude. She told me to be an accountant. I should have been a plastic surgeon.
It's such a hideous surgery that once the trend is done, there's going to be a lot of un-BBLs. Like, I saw one at Chipotle, and like, I mean, maybe if you're into that. I haven't met anybody that's like really into that, but I'm sure there are people because people are into everything. But I saw it walk in, and it was just like, it was hard not to laugh. And I'm nudging my buddy. I'm like, look over there, look over there. And he's like, "Eh, it's just so bad, because it was like an apple, but like a really swollen apple. It looked like a wasp sting.
I was behind one at the ATM. I balanced my checkbook on the back of her ass. She couldn't even feel it while she was at the ATM.
I've heard there's a problem with smell there.
Yeah, I've heard they smell bad too.
Yeah,
Which makes sense because it's just a bunch more ass.
exactly. And like, how do you get all the way in there?
I
It's
wonder
like,
if it smells on like because sometimes they're like straight silicone implants, but sometimes like they harvest the fat from like your stomach and they
right,
just put
and
it
then
in
they
your
just put
ass,
it
right?
there. I would imagine that's the better of the two.
Well, I don't know which one smells worse. That's what I want to know. Is it like your fat rotting there now since you separated from its? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is fat alive? Does it need like? Can you just rip it out as like sod and then throw it somewhere else and it'll fucking grow back if you water it enough? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and is it
or
the
is it like
same
you
in
rip
different
that fat out
areas?
and you put it on my ass, but now it's just old jiggly fat that's gonna sit there and disintegrate and rot, and
Right.
that's when my ass stinks worse than it used to stink.
Right. Like, is it being sustained by something in the
Yeah,
area?
yeah, that's what
Like,
I'm saying. Do
yeah,
you have to put stem cells in your ass for the BBL to, you know what I mean?
probably.
Probably, dude.
Crack open a fetus, get the stem cells
Well,
from
think
it.
about this. Think about getting your cheeks slayed from just a monster BBC, and then like him
Oh,
adjusting him, not yours. I'm saying having a BBL and then having it like adjusted forward. Do you know what I mean? Just from the thrusting motion.
it ends up on your hips.
Yeah, dude.
End up with them childbearing hips.
Now you look like one of those weird dumbbells thing in the
Dude,
middle.
give it time. Give it time. Like, I find myself constantly wondering what the next trend is going to be.
We should start this company now, like BBL adjustments.
Yeah.
Put your ass back on your ass.
It's gotta be something weird. Like, I don't think the weirdness is gonna stop. I think it's gonna change forms. Like, this trans shit is getting kind of old. Like, it's been around for a very long time, but I think that is on the decline. I think what we need now is like some new kind of thing. Maybe a third arm, or maybe people that are just like, I don't know. Like, they want their arms where their legs are and their legs where their arms are. And like, that's a thing.
What if I just went and got just a black dick?
I mean, you could do that now. I got spray paint.
No, I mean, but like I want it to be as big, regular size black dick.
Like, does it need to be a biological one?
My dick black in the dark would be invisible. Okay.
I would say hang outside of like a gender clinic and ask them if they got any extras. Like, notice the people walking in and be like, "Hey, you." let me
Should
work
I
this
just go
out
collect
here."
go collect from 10 black Israelite moils?
That would be just the foreskin, though. But I would imagine with enough of it, you could assemble one. That would be weird. Yeah, that would be so weird.
That would be a shower, not a grower. You know what I mean?
It would just be like this saggy sleeve.
Stacked on top of each other.
Oh, Ooh.
Oh man. Anyways, you got anything else you want to get out?
What else do I want to get out? I feel like there was something I saw today that would be worth mentioning, but now I can't
saw a bunch of
remember.
stuff, but see all the Diddy celebs.
Oh, the cocaine thing. Did you see the cocaine thing?
No, let me.
Okay, let me
You
find
got my
it.
attention.
I'm gonna send it to you. It's Macron, Keir Starmer, and somebody else. The UK. Let me just say to everybody in the UK, I am sorry. You guys are in rough shape. Like, let's see. All right.
Do you
Like,
think
they're cooked. They're cooked in the UK. Like, they can't even say things. We'd be in jail right now for the conversations we had if we lived in the UK on this podcast. Like, people in America don't really
probably just
get.
in Canada too? I think, right?
Yeah, anywhere that they've got hate speech laws, we've said, because the thing with hate speech is you got to figure who decides. And, like, who decides are the worst people that should decide. And, like, those are the people that are ruling Great Britain, Canada, Scotland, Ireland, France, Germany. Once you have hate speech laws, we can never, ever let that happen here. Otherwise,
So
you won't be able to
Who do
say
you think
anything.
they would raid my house first, me or my son? I think they
What's
would
that?
have already came and got his ass.
Yeah, one game of Fortnite, they got him.
Dude, I don't know if like this is like a thing that these kids do now, but they call each other monkeys. I'm
Yeah,
like,
why
dude,
not?
stop. Look, if I can't do it, he can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
he could do it. Dude, we got the freedom of speech, Like, it's easier to do when you're online on Fortnite. Like, I wouldn't suggest going out there and just throwing that around,
Well, like when I hear him say that, then I go creep up the stairs and I'll listen to try and hear the other kid's voice.
Uh,
You know,
Yeah,
make sure it's like shrill and nasally. I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess.
It would have been
If he's like, Mom, I'm goddamn looking at this game. This kid keep calling me a fucking monkey.
if he's being called a honky back, then it like kind of cancels each other out. You know,
He's like, what's your name? Tristan? Trisket?
Saltine.
Saltine.
Yeah, here, check that link out I just sent you. That's the cocaine bit.
Where'd you send it to my?
I threw it in the chat. If you go to studio chat.
Yeah, I got it.
To me, it looks like he's hiding blow.
See, come down here. I think that's it.
Now, let me see. Breaking news: Emmanuel Macron, Frederick Merz allegedly caught with drugs.
Oh, it's Frederick Murray? I know, that's the dude that's on Pierce Morgan all the time, isn't it?
Merz. I don't know. There you go.
This is who I think it is. This is gonna be nice.
Yeah, it clearly looks like the Emmanuel Macron, that's the like prime minister or whatever, to hide drugs before like that in school. And it looks exactly like that.
Dude, I won't pull this up on my YouTube. It's so wild. This one, okay.
Yeah, and the craziest part is they're in Ukraine on a train in Kiev. Or Kiev. Sorry, it's Kiev because I don't agree with this Kiev shit. It's chicken Kiev, so
Kiev
it's not
bump?
Kiev. Yeah. You notice how they all started calling it Kiev all at once? It's like, nah, it was always Kiev. Like, we don't call it chicken Kiev. It's chicken Kiev. It's spelled the same way. And I don't care if that's how they pronounce it. That's how we pronounce it over here in America. We don't do Kiev. We do Kiev. Is that coming up for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What does that look like? Oh, did you freeze again?
Yeah, that's a pack for
All right,
sure.
you're back.
It's totally...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a gram. And there's like a Coke spoon on the table, too.
That's what some people I know would call a hubba.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean...
It's pretty blatant.
Look, and these are the guys that are, yeah, it's very blatant. And these are the guys that are running countries. Like, I don't really care. I'm not hating on anything, but like, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of world leaders like moralizing to everybody. You know, like, hey, just be open with it. Like, you do cocaine. All right.
Don't tread on me, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Right, but over there, they're like, you can't.
Strippers. You know, if you don't, you're like a black guy that doesn't like watermelon and chicken. It's just weird.
Just say it. Just say what you're doing. Don't try to hide it. Like throw one out on the table and do it in front of the cameras. But obviously they know it's wrong, or they don't want. Because really, like, if these are the people that are deciding about wars, you might want to go, hey, were they coked up at the time?
You think Hunter and him have the same connects since they're over there in Ukraine, dog?
I think Zelensky and him have the same connects, which is probably Hunter's connects. So yeah, it all comes back.
Guaranteed. Dude. That's such a weird situation there, but
and I think a lot of world leaders are on blow. Probably Biden himself. I think that's how he was able to be so animated.
Yeah, then they were like, all right, we can't have cocaine in the White House anymore because your son sucks. And he's like, oh, here goes my presidency.
Yeah. Dude,
what about Zelensky? What do you think about that dude?
Dude, I think he's
gonna be on something, dude. You see the way he dresses?
Yeah.
He dresses like he's making drugs for a cult.
He dresses like I can't believe this guy's leading the country. And he acts like I can't believe this guy's leading the country.
Didn't he essentially play the same guy on TV there that he is?
Yeah, he was like a comedian that was playing being a president that becomes a president.
So dude, that's like essentially like me or you.
Yeah. And yeah, like, all right, yeah, I've got some ideas about how things should run. Don't make me president. Like, I'm not capable of doing the job. Neither is he. Neither is he.
But dude, it's just like if someone Netflix called me today and they're like, "Hey, you want to do an hour special?" I'd be like, "Yes."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take it.
I'm not prepared for it. It's probably gonna suck. The world's gonna hate me afterwards.
The best you can hope is that he ends that stupid war. Like I don't know how people get so passionate about that war over here. Like when they can't locate Ukraine on the map. And like, we don't even know what it's about. Like, I don't even know what it's about. And everybody's got a different idea. They're like, oh, Putin's aggression or whatever. And at the end of the day, like, guess what? That's their war. I don't care. I just want to pay less in taxes. Like,
I think it's just about who has the smaller big dick. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say Zelensky's probably not packing. Could prove me wrong. But like, if you got to pick a winner of that war, Putin looks like he's more business-like than Zelensky. Like he'll kill everybody. Zelensky was an actor,
How long till we're vacationing in the Ukraine, dude? Because, like, I don't know. There's no way they could ever pay us back all that money we gave them.
No.
No fucking way.
And who knows where it went?
They must have cobalt or something over there, man.
They gotta have something. I think
There's no I mean,
And who are we in debt
Just to
to?
fortify a small country against Russia is just like, it has to be like, okay, you get them from this side, we'll get them from this side, we'll split the cobalt, or you know what I mean? Like some,
Yeah, there's gotta that shit's gotta end though. Like I don't
we're gonna
know.
give them a bunch of weapons from the '80s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we'll give him Arnold Schwarzenegger too. Like, we get rid of that guy.
oh
I
god,
know he's Austrian, but like after the whole COVID
I
thing,
wonder
where
where he like, if he dropped him on the border, which side he would go to. You know
I
what I mean?
don't,
If you're like
I don't
at
know.
an abortion rally, you know what I mean?
He's Austrian, right? Isn't he
Yeah,
Austrian?
100%. Yeah,
Let's
I
try
think
it.
isn't the other dude isn't Van Damme from Austria too?
I forgot all about him. He's still alive?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a great story about trying to beat up Steven Seagal.
Yeah, who won?
Steven Seagal wouldn't fight him because he said he would kill him.
Dude, that's. I mean, that's a very convenient excuse. Oh, I would kill you.
It's so good. This
How about-
Aikido. I'm gonna kill you with Aikido. He's like, what? It's
That's
like,
when you got to do WWF.
yes, he's like, yes, run into my arm full speed.
Good God.
And well, I gotta wrap this up so
All
I
right,
can
bud.
edit it out. But
Cool.
anything
Hey,
else you want to plug before you gotta go?
nah, man, I'm good. Will you send me a copy of this?
Hell yeah, yeah.
All right.
As soon as I get it done, I'll send it over.
Good deal,
I
brother.
appreciate you coming on, man.
All right,
This
anytime,
is only
Levi.
episode 2 of this one, so
Okay,
appreciate you.
anytime, man. I love conspiracy theories. I will always be down to talk some good conspiracy
Hey,
theories.
well, I have a whole book of them, dude. You know what I mean? Anytime I got them, I'm writing them down. Like, I'm trying to bring them up with Jacob. He's like, hey, that's probably more of a Casey topic. I'm like, all right, fine, dude.
He knows. He
I
knows.
just want to get you to say something controversial. That's it.
All right. Oh,
Anyways,
what, Jake?
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
See you next time.
Take it easy. Later, bro. Bye.